prayer to the women from my heart. I am writing as I'm singing. I am seeing God's creation in the women for all men.
We welcome you to Akwa Ibom, the land of uncommon transformation. Welcome to Nigeria.
My mama breast I suck when cold and fever I had not. Wisdom plenty, I know fit succeed. My sister, auntie, honey, cousin, darling, all my babies. To God be the glory. He loved me so truly, for not taking man only. You are beautiful. You are wonderful.
African Women of Worth.
It is my honor and privilege to welcome you all to this historic occasion. It is indeed historic because this is the first time women all over Africa are converging in Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria, the land of my birth. It is one thing to have a dream, it's another thing to see it come to pass. I therefore stand here to give glory to God, who has made this possible, and also to thank you all who, in spite of your busy schedules, have found time to come out here so we can put our heads together and forge a path for the empowerment and emancipation of African women. This year's conference will be rewarding as we have made it more interactive, segmented, so like minds will meet and discuss issues in the area of specialties. This will enable us to come out with strategic and conducive stand on issues affecting women all over Africa. As we normally say in Akwa Ibom State, Emerio.
As the bearers of the next generation, the future of the African continent rests directly on the shoulders of African women. This is a task women across Africa have borne over the centuries with dignity and pride. I therefore greatly commend the African Women in Leadership Organization for the vision and objective of this conference. I urge Nigerian and African women to always take the bull by the horns and take their destiny into their hands.
The African woman of worth must be ambitious and forward-looking. We must not be satisfied with the status quo, but also she must have time to mentor the younger generation. There has to be a process of handing over the baton.
It is my pleasure to heartily welcome African women to this epoch-making conference, a conference that will set the tone for the emancipation of women within the shores of our continent. Let me specifically welcome you to Akwa Ibom State, the land of rebirth and the Gilgal of our nation, which has now transmitted to be the Gilgal of Africa. This year's conference with the theme African Women of Worth reminds us of our inherent potentials, strength and ability to better this great continent. It reminds us of our roles and the part we have to play toward the progress of Africa.
Blessed are you amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb. Let me say it's a rare privilege to receive all of you. My wife had already given me a title that I'm the most female-friendly governor in Nigeria. I don't know why she chose to call me the most female-friendly governor in Nigeria. Probably because in Nigeria, women are struggling in various spheres. At the local government level, at the state level, and at the federal level, women are struggling to attain 35%. But in Akwa Ibom State, His Excellency, our governor, Governor Godswill Akpabio, has already given women 51%. 51%. African women must have aspirations. You must aspire to get somewhere. So I want to encourage women, please, wherever you are, know that you are representing the entire women folk, and then do your best. Senator, even in the legislature, in your country, in Liberia, other women are looking up to you. My 4 daughters are looking up to you. For the Chief Judge, she's already doing a great job, and the head of civil service, I'm always proud to associate with women. I loved my mother when she was alive. That is why I have a special place for women in my heart. She was a great woman. What I am today is because of what my mother put into me. And I want you to know that we are all very proud of you. I congratulate all of you.
He has indeed transformed Akwa Ibom State and made it a destination and a place where you want to be at. Thank you.
My dear African women of worth, I welcome you all to Akwa Ibom State. I hereby, on behalf of the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Chief Dr. Godswill Oborokpabio, CON, I declare this conference open.
African Women of Worth.
A paper presentation by Mrs. Biola Alabi. Biola Alabi is a Nigerian by nationality, being named a Young Global Leader by the World Economic Forum, and was recently named one of the 20 youngest power women in Africa by Forbes. It's a good place to clap.
Good afternoon, sisters and mothers. I think this type of conference is an amazing opportunity to share our experiences, but really to share where we need to go and what is next. And I think by seeing the highlight of what happened last year, you're able to see that there is an agenda, hopefully, that will come from this conference, and I'm just very excited to be contributing to that. We have all gone through our own struggles and our own challenges. We've all had to prove ourselves at work, at school, at home. We've all had to break our own personal glass ceiling. What we must also do is always take other women with us. And that is why I was so excited when they were telling the story about how Her Excellency from Adamawa State came and comes to this conference with many, many women every year. And it's not important just for one of us to be great, it's important for all of us to be great and for all of us to take other people along with us. And there's a quote that I'm going to share with you from Madame Albright, who says, "There's a special place in hell for women that don't help other women succeed." And I think every time women hear that, they go, oh, wow, okay. What do I have to do to help other women succeed? I think it's important for women as leaders to serve as role models, to serve as strong women, to emulate and aspire to be women of strength. But in our days, we have some of these women, but not enough. We mustn't be stopped by an invisible barrier. We must educate against gender violence. It is not okay to ask our daughters and sisters to stay in abusive situations. It's still not okay that in today's world, women are limited, or women are being treated the way we're treated. It is important that we must fight for representation at the table, in government, in civic society, in corporations. We need to make sure our voices are heard. You are women of worth. You must bring up women of worth, and you must bring women of worth along with you. And most importantly, we must never give in. Thank you.
I recommend that most young ladies should emulate Mrs. Alabi, and perhaps she should offer to mentor them. I must say that your humility is really, it's touching. And please keep it up.
And this is a brief overview of our speaker even as she comes forward. She was the former First Lady of the Republic of Liberia, a graduate of economics from the University of Liberia, master's degree in banking from the American Institute of Banking, Cottington University. She also has a master's degree in business administration and law from Louis Arthur Green School of Law. Please help me make welcome Senator Jewel Howard Taylor.
Distinguished Excellencies, conference delegates, the media, ladies and gentlemen. My mother told me when I was very young, and it rang in my mind during these difficult periods, that if you try and don't succeed, try, and try again. I had won my seat, but I found myself in a male-dominated Senate, 4 women and 26 men. Male dominance. Of course, every time I raised my hand to make a point or to bring on board a new idea, they would say, oh, just shut up. What do you have to say? You were first lady for 6 years. What did you do? Normally, any woman would have folded in her shoes and said, well, I'm just going to quit. But I got up every time, and I made more noise until they listened. And so they decided they would let me get my piece in every once in a while. Today I say to all of you here under the sound of my voice, that if you believe in your dreams and you're willing to make the sacrifices to make it a reality, you can achieve whatever you set your heart upon. So do not shy away from the challenges you will face. Only believe in yourself and continue the forward march. For indeed, if we put our hands and our hearts together as women, if we pull those up who are less stronger than we are, if we create an enabling environment that women can be nurtured and be encouraged, indeed, we can change the world. Thank you.
Mrs. Taylor has raised a number of questions, fears, challenges, and strategies for women for the way forward. For politicians in general, she was talking about, but by extension, as she started, we are all politicians. So it actually affects all women leaders, and that is the issue we are celebrating today. So we'd like to see the way forward with contributions from all of you.
It is good to be good. That is all I took from your message. And I just want to tell everyone that if you do good, people will see it. If you do bad, people will see it. The only reason she was able to come back and be voted into that position is because somebody saw the value in her, the honesty in her, and they were able to distinguish between the things that were said about her and her husband negatively and the person she truly is. Because life throws us so many challenges. We might be high up there today. We do not know where we'll be tomorrow. It is important not to forget who you are and to be good at every time and every place you find yourself.
Thank you very much. There are a lot of women that can be mentors, but they are not honest to the younger people. For the first time, I heard a woman say it's difficult to hold on to your career and hold on to your family. Every time women say it's easy, you know, and for the first time I'm seeing someone here say it is difficult. As a young businesswoman, that was the most difficult challenge for me, you know, so at some point I just couldn't balance it and I had to choose between moving forward with my career and bringing up children. You know, children are different. There are some that are easier to handle and some are quite difficult. So thank you so much for that.
Madam, you are a great mentor for a lot of people. A mentor in the art of not giving up, not allowing yourself. You were hearing a voice, you did not know what that voice was about, but the voice was propelling you. And I'll tell you something, one of the ladies said, we should all band together. You have supporters here. When you are ready, just let us know. We will come down there. And those of us who can mobilize, we are not Liberians, we will get them all together.
God has a plan for you, ladies, just in case you never knew that you were pretty. He told me, and I should tell you, that he made the moon, the sun, the stars, and even you. He didn't make no mistake. No. He didn't make no mistake.
So please help me make welcome Comfort Okran as she takes us on mentoring for transformation.
Basically, I'm supposed to be speaking about mentorship for transformation. And what is transformation? Mentorship is about pulling somebody else with you so that you're not great on your own, but you'll be great with others. And together you stand and say, we made it together. Somebody can stand somewhere and say, if it had not been for this lady, I don't know what my life would be like. But I'm so grateful to God that this lady came into my life. It is said that the mind is a vessel that must be, that's not a vessel to be filled, but it is a fire to be kindled. Indeed, mentorship is about making a marked change. And the marked change must be one that is for the better. Don't be a mentor that pulls down people. Don't be a mentor that makes sure that you are always the one on top, on the other is never near you. As a mentor, you must make sure the people you are mentoring become even better than you. Then you have become a mentor. There are some people who can open doors for you. And that is what a mentor does. Opens doors for her mentee. Where do you want to go? Where? Do I have access to that? If I have the key, I open it gently. And when you enter the door, you say, oh, Mama, thank you. The mentor must know who she is. She knows, and she sees your potential and sees how she can help you rise up. And she's able to go back and say, wow, this is beautiful.
African women of what? We are beautiful. African women of what? We are beautiful. African woman of what? I am an African woman of what? This morning, we have heard a lot about a woman who is a woman of worth. And we have also heard from Comfort basic things as a mentor. This is African leaders, the women that are leaders in Africa. I want to say, before I ask my question, that mentorship is not easy. It is a bit difficult. Why? Because you, as a mentor, you have to be on your guard all the time. You have to be responsible all the time. You also always have to show forth your good footstep all the time. But that is what is needed for us to make the progress that we need. That each time at our duty post we are responsible. At every point in our offices, the men see us and they see the quality of responsibility in us. Virtues that will stand us out as virtuous and worthy women of Africa.
African women of worth.
Every woman in the room, you are welcome. For wanting to be a woman of worth, for wanting to learn more, for the meekness, for the humility, I think you should celebrate yourself. I am going to be talking about vision casting. I'm going to be talking about other aspects of leadership today. And the whole idea is that we want to go back as more effective leaders. We want to understand the fact that first, potentially every one of us is a leader. I believe the fact that we're women, we're natural leaders. Women were born to lead. We were born to lead humanity. Succession. There is no success without a successor. I will say it again. There is no success without a successor. If you say you have led and you leave, and the person who takes over from you is not better than you, you have failed. The measure of greatness in leadership is the ability to live. So, we see now that leadership is influenced. They might deny you the podium, they might not let you get to the National Assembly, but they cannot control what you tell the girls in your compound. They cannot control the songs you sing to your children when they go to bed. They cannot control the stories you tell and the values you pass on. They might deny you a voice, but they cannot deny you communication. We need to look
and ask ourselves, okay, we need to ask ourselves, what will you do if you already have all the money you have ever wanted? There's a difference between what you are paid to do and what you are born to do. What will you do if you are guaranteed not to fail? Because I notice that fear of failure keeps a lot of women from what they would really want to do. Let us say you are guaranteed you cannot fail. What is that thing you will do? Write it down in your notebook, please. The vision, the definition of vision is a documented picture of a preferable future. People would prefer that you do what they say, but they cannot be the change they want to see. Every leader must become that change that you want to see. You want to see honest people in power. Be the honest woman in power. And I want you to know that when your mentor is shining, you are the one shining through that person. You must have succession, because succession is the only way to immortalize your vision. Succession is protecting your vision from beyond the grave. So you are dead, but you are not dead. Thank you very much.
I've been asked to look at your health, your life. What I've done is actually to rethink that and say that your health is your life. Therefore, if you haven't got health, it means you have no life. Even with this progress that we've made, women are still facing challenges. But because of who we are very resilient. We are continuing to be very successful in many walks of life. So what I've done there is actually to paint a context that is not bleak. So I'm not saying, oh, poor women, how are we suffering? I'm saying there's a lot of suffering, but guess what? You guys have broken through. That's what I'm saying. For every situation that we find as leaders, we can look at it from different angles. Whereas our male colleagues are very linear in the way they manage and lead, women, we look at situations in multiple ways. Discover your personal mission, and please always look at your values and keep a values audit, because that would help you to stay sane. Next slide, and I'm nearly there. But there are still some women's health issues still to be sorted, and it requires urgent attention. Our self-esteem. That is a health issue, you know, because if we don't enhance it and keep it enhanced on a regular basis, and it's not up to other people to do it for us, we need to be enhancing our own self-esteem.
If you sincerely believe that you are an African woman of worth, you should be talking louder than this. I want you to put your hand on your chest and say, I am an African woman of worth. How many of you truly believe that there is a supreme power? Entrepreneurship is about learning to embrace challenges. It is about taking risk. It is about hard work. It is about believing in self. And in your quest to beat the odds and to make it happen as entrepreneurs and as women leaders, you need to understand that there will be a lot of struggle. And I keep saying this because it will not be easy, and especially for me as a young woman. Each one of you here today is what I will call a girl woman. A girl woman is an African woman of worth. Women who are ambitious, women who will never say never, is what I want to say. Women who are eager to stand for what they believe in. You see, each one of us as women need to believe that we are African women of worth. And as an African woman of worth, you need to remember that whatever it is, the challenges will come, but never give up. Keep hoping and learn to not say no for an answer. I want to end my presentation today with one of my favorite quotes. It's a popular quote from Marianne Williamson, and it says, and I'm sure that a lot of you have heard it before. She says, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that frightens us most. We were born to make manifest the glory of the universe that is within us. It is not just in some of us. It is in all of us. And as we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. You are an African woman of worth. Use that power to change your world. Thank you.
African women of worth, you know, your mentality will soon determine your reality. It's a fact. Every day when I do my morning devotion, I kneel down to thank God for making me a woman, because there's no regret about that. Sovereignty knows what he's doing when he made you a woman. It's not a mistake. And so I don't really like it when people pity women too much, that we don't have opportunity. We have a lot of opportunities. You must celebrate and be excited for being a woman. You must be excited and be proud for being a woman. You must be glad for being a woman. You have to be fulfilled for being a woman. It's compulsory for you to be that. I don't want to be a man. Where will all the colors go if I'm a man? How will I be able to combine and do color block if I'm a man? I just have to be a woman. And I love you, and that does not change my leadership quality. Whatever you see today is a product of vision. Without vision, you are not going anywhere. Even if you're a mother, you need to be a visionary mother. If you're a business person, you need to be a visionary business person. And vision simply, as it's been said, is the picture of your preferred future. Wisdom is profitable to direct you. If you are not a wise woman, you are going nowhere. Many of us are too foolish. That's why a house head will take your husband from you. That what? May my God grant you wisdom. May God open your eyes of understanding to see what you should see. As a woman of worth and as a total woman, run after wisdom. Let wisdom be your watchword. Let wisdom be your guide. You have to be wise, oh. You cannot afford to be foolish. Foolish women are losing their homes. But let's begin to make peace, not only in our home, in our nation, in our community, at work, and everywhere we find ourselves. And we will be truly become women of worth. I hope I've been able to reach out to you this morning. Thank you for listening.
Each and every one of us here are very, very special. Time will fail me to talk about your beauty and your excellence. But wherever you are seated, please take it from my heart that I celebrate you. So please, let's celebrate ourselves as a family, as sisters, and of course the brothers in our midst, the privileged brothers. Thank you so much. Quickly, we want to move on. While the first speaker was on, our second speaker came in, and I'm very excited to hear her speak. Irelu Aisha Babangida is a psychologist by profession and a passionate African woman who is interested in the self-development of the rural woman. The first daughter of the former head of state, General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, she believes in empowering and making the rural woman become self-reliant and independent. Sisters, African women of worth, please help me celebrate Irelu Aisha Babangida as she comes to the podium. Don't stop clapping until she gets here.
I'd like to seize this opportunity to welcome you to a gathering of women of strength, women of worth, women of